Jesus revealed where your consciousness goes when you sleep. The shocking biblical truth, the mystery of sleep from Jesus' perspective. Since the beginning of time, humanity has wondered about sleep. What happens when we close our eyes each night? Where does our consciousness go during those hours? Jesus Christ addressed this mystery in profound ways throughout his teachings. His words reveal truths that modern science has only begun to understand. When we sleep, we are not simply disconnected from the world. Our body rests, but our soul remains vibrantly active. Jesus taught that we are spiritual beings living a physical experience during sleep. This spiritual nature manifests itself in unique ways. It liberates itself partially from the limitations of the physical body. The scriptures mention dreams as divine portals repeatedly and deliberately. God spoke to prophets through nightly visions with clear purpose. Joseph received warnings in dreams about the birth of Jesus. The wise men were warned not to return to Herod. These examples are not random coincidences at all, ever. Jesus understood the spiritual dimension of sleep better than anyone. He knew that our consciousness is not limited to the brain. It is a spark of the divine within each of us. During sleep, this spark can travel beyond the body freely. It can access spiritual realms, normally invisible to our physical eyes. The Christian tradition has always recognized this profound truth clearly. Saints and mystics reported out-of-body experiences during sleep consistently. They visited heaven, conversed with angels, received divine revelations directly. Jesus himself spent entire nights in deep prayer and meditation. He knew the secrets of consciousness beyond the physical body. Understanding this truth completely transforms our view of sleep forever. It is not merely physical rest necessary for the body. It is a spiritual opportunity for growth and divine connection. Jesus taught us that we are much more than flesh. We are eternal souls temporarily clothed in mortal bodies here. The soul's nightly journey. Every night, without consciously perceiving it, our soul embarks on a journey. Jesus spoke about this through parables and profound teachings consistently. He said that the kingdom of heaven is within us. During sleep, we access dimensions of this inner kingdom more deeply. Sleep has different stages. Science has already proven this fact. But there are also spiritual layers that instruments cannot measure accurately. In the deepest phase of sleep, our consciousness gently detaches. It remains connected by a spiritual cord of divine energy. In T-state, the soul can visit places beyond earthly comprehension. It can encounter loved ones who have already departed this life. It can receive teachings from spiritual guides and angels directly. It can even be in the very presence of Christ. These experiences are generally not remembered upon fully waking up. Jesus taught about spiritual vigilance, even during the night hours. He knew that dark forces also attempt to influence our consciousness. This is why he recommended prayer before sleeping every night. Divine protection is essential for safe nightly journeys of the soul. Many people report vivid dreams with important messages and meanings. These are not merely products of active imagination running wild. They are fragmented memories of real experiences of the soul. The brain attempts to interpret these experiences using familiar symbols. This is why dreams often seem confusing and symbolic sometimes. The Bible is filled with examples of this spiritual phenomenon clearly. Jacob dreamed of a ladder reaching to heaven above. Angels were ascending and descending on it, constantly moving. This was a glimpse of the spiritual reality always present. Daniel received prophetic visions during the deep night hours. Peter had the dream of the sheet with animals. Each of these events shows the soul accessing divine knowledge, Jesus, and the spiritual realms of sleep. Jesus Christ had complete mastery over all realms of existence. He moved freely between the physical and the spiritual effortlessly. During his earthly ministry, he demonstrated this power repeatedly. He appeared and disappeared, walked through closed doors after resurrection. This same power lies dormant within every human being potentially. We were created in the image and likeness of God. During sleep, our divine nature expresses itself more freely always. The limitations of the rational mind dissolve temporarily completely. Consciousness can expand beyond the normal boundaries of the ego. Jesus' teachings about the kingdom of heaven gain new meaning. This kingdom is not merely a distant place in the future. It is a spiritual dimension that exists here and now. During sleep, our souls can visit this kingdom directly, always. They can experience the peace and love that transcend understanding. The transfiguration of Jesus on Mount Tabor illustrates this truth. He shone with celestial light before his amazed disciples clearly. Moses and Elijah appeared, speaking with him, spiritually manifested physically. This event showed realities beyond the normal physical veil. Sleep gives us similar access to these higher realms nightly. Many people wake up feeling inexplicable peace after certain nights. They do not remember specific dreams, but feel profound renewal. This happens because the soul visited realms of divine light. It received healing and spiritual nourishment during this nightly journey. Jesus encouraged his followers to seek these experiences consciously, actively. He taught about fasting, prayer, and deep meditation practices. These practices facilitate more conscious and elevated spiritual travels. Always, adequate preparation allows us to retain more memories of journeys. Spiritual protection during sleep. Jesus spoke constantly about spiritual battles, invisible to physical eyes. Sleep is a moment of special vulnerability for our soul. When consciousness detaches from the body, it can encounter entities. Some are benevolent, others do not have good intentions clearly. Prayer before sleep is not just empty religious tradition meaningless. It is genuine and necessary spiritual protection for everyone always. Jesus taught his disciples to pray, asking for protection against evil. This protection extends especially during the hours of deep sleep. Guardian angels are assigned to protect us during nightly journeys. Jesus mentioned angels numerous times in his important teachings, repeatedly. They serve as guides and protectors during our spiritual passage. Consciously invoking them strengthens this divine protection around us powerfully. Nightmares are not just unconscious fears manifested in disturbing images. They frequently represent attacks from negative forces in spiritual realms. Jesus had authority over all demons and malignant spirits completely. Invoking his name offers supreme protection against these negative influences. Sleep paralysis frightens many people around the world terribly. In T-state, the person is conscious but unable to move. They feel an oppressive presence in the room, often frightening. This happens when the soul returns before the body awakens. Negative forces may try to exploit this temporary vulnerability dangerously. Jesus taught that faith is our greatest spiritual shield always. Sleeping with thoughts of love, gratitude, and devotion creates light. This light naturally repels dense and persistent negative energies effectively. Visualizing yourself surrounded in white light before sleep is powerful practice. Awakening to the spiritual truths, understanding the spiritual nature of sleep completely transforms our life. We are not just physical bodies that need to rest regularly. We are eternal souls living a temporary adventure in dense matter. Sleep is the bridge between these two fundamental worlds always. Jesus came to awaken humanity from this deep spiritual ignorance. He taught that we are children of God with unlimited potential. During sleep, we experience fragments of this greater truth daily. Imagine what would happen if we could access this consciously always. Spiritual practices develop this expanded consciousness gradually with dedication consistently. Meditation, contemplative prayer, and fasting, purifying consciousness. Progressively over time, they remove blocks that prevent memories of important nightly experiences. With practice, we can begin to remember more of journeys. Modern science is beginning to validate these ancient truths. Finally, studies on consciousness show that it is not limited to brain. Near-death experiences confirm the continuity of consciousness without body functioning. Jesus knew these truths 2,000 years ago already. Each night offers opportunity for incredible and transformative spiritual growth. We can ask before sleeping to receive teachings and healing. Our soul will hear this sincere request and seek these experiences. The spiritual realms respond to clear and genuine intention always. Jesus promised that we would do greater works than his own. This includes consciously mastering the spiritual realms of sleep eventually. Imagine waking every morning clearly remembering celestial teachings received nightly. This is the potential that Christ saw in each of us. Sleep ceases to be merely passive and unconscious biological necessity. It becomes sacred opportunity for communion with the divine daily. Jesus showed us the way through his teachings and example. It is up to us to walk this journey of continuous spiritual awakening. Leave your comments sharing your experiences with spiritual dreams. Like this video if it touched your heart deeply. Subscribe to the channel to not miss any divine teaching. Share with friends and family who need to know this truth. On the Divine Light Academy channel, we have new videos every day bringing spiritual wisdom, teachings of Jesus Christ, and revelations that will transform your understanding of life, death, and eternity. Together, we walk towards spiritual awakening.